reality.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Who Are Gonna Be Their podcast, where you get to be an exclusive member to our very entertaining group chat. How y'all feeling today? What's going on with you?
What's good, everybody?
We chilling. We got a freeze that's gonna hit Dallas soon. Apparently, it's supposed to get down to 15 tomorrow. So
15? Why is this like the 7th time it snowed in Dallas? Like, I don't get it.
We're getting a freeze too, so.
And you know what's crazy? I think it was Sunday. It was like 80 degrees out.
Really?
80.
So I was telling Eli, so my mom and I went to go visit my oldest brother for his birthday over the weekend, which is like about 2 hours away from where I stay now. And why did it start raining? It started raining on our way there. And then by the nighttime, by 8 o'clock, it was full blown snowing. And I'm like, hold on now, where did snow come from? Why are we snowing and icing? Like,
this is our snow. Because we were supposed to get some tomorrow, but now say it's not. So, but then it moved and said we might get some Saturday. So I don't know.
And then I don't know about y'all schools up there and down there, but why they prematurely canceling classes in school nowadays? Like, we used to have to wait till 6 o'clock in the morning to find out if our school closed. They telling the kids 2 or 3 days in advance now. Huh?
School was closed today anyways.
Not today. I'm talking about for tomorrow and Wednesday. They already told the kids last week.
Oh, I think you're talking about today. Today is Obama
Day. We were just talking about that too.
We didn't get President's Day off. I don't. Maybe y'all did. I didn't get it back in the day.
Just Steve had to work, and you know my job I never get the clock out. So
I'm saying in school, did you get President's Day off? We didn't get it.
I don't remember. But man, all I know is Oklahoma, they got the infrastructure. Do y'all even have snow plows? Like, that's how bad. If they're canceling 2-3 days in advance, that means y'all ain't built for no snow.
Like, y'all do get snow every winter.
Yeah, we do. We're built for it, but it's like the kids. I have clients tell me, "Oh yeah, the school told us we're gonna be out tomorrow." And or next week. I'm like, wait, how they giving y'all in advance telling y'all that y'all gonna be out? We literally had to be hoping and praying because we would stay up late. My brothers and I, we'd stay up late. Like, oh, we're gonna be canceled. You know,
on sitting in the living room.
Yes,
bro. Put on Fox 4.
Or like your parents.
I just wait for my mom to say something. I know my mom will wake up before me, and it's like, all right, get up. Is she saying something? Oh, school's canceled. Or we got 2 hour delay. All right, bet.
My dad already left for work, and my mom was on her way home because my mom was a nurse and she worked overnight. So she was like, by the time I get home, y'all better be ready. Even though she would take us to school like 30 minutes after she got home, but y'all better be ready. So we would be like sitting on the couch watching cartoons until she was ready, even though we were ready. But you had to watch that scroll at the bottom of the TV.
That was the worst one. I used to love waking up, getting up. My girlfriend was like, "Oh, y'all school closed," but I sure hated it. Like peeking around the corner. School ain't closed. Go ahead and get ready.
But there's snow on the ground. What do you mean? But man,
like no, I thought it was
now being an adult, or I guess I could classify myself as an adult. I'm like, man, it's snowing. I only want snow on Christmas Day because I ain't got work that day. Any other time, work ain't calling off.
I want it to snow at 11:47 p.m. every Christmas Eve. So then it has enough time. So by the time we wake up in the morning, there's Santa footprints in the snow.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You heard like that global machine weatherman, as they call
it. Anyways,
man,
one family member of mine think there's a weather machine. I was like, okay, I'm gonna not talk about the weather with you anymore.
You know, there might be
maybe, but I don't think so.
No. But y'all know why we here. Of course, we gotta get into these traitors. Welcome to the house for those who are joining the stream. Just now getting here. This episode, I would say, probably the last out of all the ones that we've seen so far, probably the least entertaining. I think personally. Still has some moments, some shining moments.
I was about to say it has its clips. It has its clips. Episode as a whole, it felt like you could fast forward through, but it's like, oh man, you could have scrolled on Twitter for gosh dang 2 minutes and be like, all right, I got all the good parts.
I'm glad I went ahead and got on Twitter because I was like, oh, I don't know who went home, so I'm gonna stay out. But then when I saw who went home, got banished, I was like, oh, let me see what happened, and it was cool. But anyways, so we all got left on a cliffhanger. Who are the traitors going to murder face to face? And we all said Tom. We were wrong. Because Tom walked through that good door in breakfast. Who else walked through? Gabby walked through first, I believe. And then it was Tom. And they were shocked.
Oh, yeah.
They were shocked. They was like, we for sure thought it was gonna be Tom. We thought you was a goner. He thought he was gone too. He had already gave his eulogy, y'all. He said, if the traitors get me, I can die a happy man. And he was ready to get up out of there. For my draft sake, I was hoping that was the case, but it wasn't, because it was down to Dylan and Chriselle. And I was like, no, I'm not draft. No.
It's going down. It's spiraling down. Oh man.
But I was like, please don't let it be Dylan, because he's the strongest faithful, one of the strongest faithfuls I have. Chriselle ain't gonna catch nobody even if she makes it to the end. So I don't need her at the end. And sure enough, the traitors decided to kill Chriselle. But before we find that out, as they were coming in for breakfast, so the people who were up for murder, so the Dylans, the Gabbies, the Toms, and Carolyns of the world, Reese got me saying that phrase of the world so bad, of the world, they come in and Sam devises a plan. You want to tell us what Sam came up with, Eli, to try to trip?
I don't know if it was Sam. I think it was after Gabby. Gabby came in first, like Eric said, and Gabby was essentially talking about, oh, this is what happens. We're in a church house, and then when we figure out if we're murdered or not, we either see Alan or we see the traitors. And after Gabby gives that little explanation on what happens, Sam thinks and goes, you know what? The traitors, if there's a traitor, they wouldn't have seen Alan. They wouldn't have been all dressed up. They won't even know what's going on. And so Sam's pretty much just like, let's ask people one by one as they come in, what happened last night? And if they can, what does Alan got on? Give us some details. And if they don't know, they're a traitor. And so after Gabby,
smart assessment.
He was, that was really smart. And what we saw before, he finally got a diary room, and he's like, "Oh, I just listen more than I speak, so I'm gonna do so good."
Wrong.
Gosh, ain't coffin theory. But yeah, Tom goes. I don't even remember his answer. It passed. It was good enough.
Because he started talking about a guilt and something else. He was. And then she was like, that's acceptable. It was on the line.
Yeah. It's Tom. We didn't even need to hear an explanation. We know you're a faithful. You're just a bad faithful. I don't know about bad, but still. Carolyn Mosey's on Zen, and got Danielle starting to get a little worried. It's like, oh no, Carolyn doesn't know like what they're about to ask. And this is a moment Carolyn might get caught.
Yes.
Just because she doesn't know what happened. And so people start asking
that we needed to get her out.
There's no other way except her not knowing what Alan was looking like.
What'd you say, Therese?
She would have been out the door for me right there.
Lit. Packed up.
Suspicious.
Oh man, but yeah, as she's trying to explain what's happening, she's kind of like, "Oh, a lot happened." And of course, you know that it's a church house, and someone straight up says, "Oh, what was Alan wearing?" And she said, "Oh, you know, Alan." And you see Tom right next to her say, "Like, oh, he's wearing the blue," and then stopped. And Carolyn picked up on that. She said, "Oh, the black. He was wearing the black."
The hat, the hats, and the thing that he had. And when Tom helped her out, and they was like, "Oh, Tom!" And this won't be the first time they all collectively get on. Like, Tom, you just messed up the thing. And Carolyn, like, what are y'all talking? Like, what thing did I just walk into? Like, girl, they had a trap set.
And that trap would have hit too. It would have hit. Everyone just shut up.
But Tom,
and you know what? I think the only thing that really worked out for her is that she kind of, the way she speaks, she kind of a lot anyway. So I think they're kind of like, well, maybe she was being Carolyn. So I think that
being murdered, girl.
I'm gonna be like, you got to go.
We're gonna have to just chest you out just in case, girl. Just like y'all did the coffin theory. We're gonna have to just in case you, just to be sure. So after that was, like I said, brilliant plan failed, or so we think. Who knows? It may come back up. But after that, somehow we get turned back on to the coffin theory. Sam just I can't with Tracy. He gets back on the train for the coffin theory. And I'm like, hold on, you just had this great plan. Why are we going back? Him and Ivor. We gotta revisit the coffin. We gotta revisit. Sierra is the only one.
That was episode 0. What are y'all talking about? Going back.
I mean, it's so tough for them though, like to give them some bail. They haven't had much to go on. We even see them after Trichelle's announced to be dead, going in the courtyard. Like, we're in ground zero. We don't know anything. We just got Rob out, and we have no leads. And they even asked Carolyn about what happened with the Danielle situation. And outside of that situation, there's just guesses. The next closest thing is, Dylan's been voting for Gabby.
Right.
And if he had his way, we're going after Gabby. And it's, I guess, I understand their perspective. And it really sucks for Sierra. Because what can she do? But it's like you have to close the coffin theory. You'll never know. Sierra had no chance to win the game after she got put in that coffin.
That's true. Truly. Because even if she made it to the end, somebody's like, well, everybody been dead. You were one of the ones in the coffin.
Coffin theory.
Yeah, she might as well have went home with Jeremy then. So I forgot. Yeah, what was revealed that Chriselle was killed, whatever, which I was bummed, but they said she was too faithful, which I understood because nobody was ever going to banish Chriselle. So
I am upset at the show though, because we talked about this last week and we somewhat saw it coming in terms of, man, doing a Derek kill in person would have been so much more impactful.
It would have been so.
Chriselle didn't even give. She just sat there.
She said, "Oh."
Can I ask why? Girl, I'm like, you the one that been over here killing people, and you got me crying.
That would have been a mouthful for me. You raggedy, like I would have been going crazy. You murdered me.
I would have ate them both up. And then pushed them to the step aside.
Yeah, I would have walked right through them.
Shoulder check them both.
Because it didn't even seem like Danielle and Carolyn had that much of a relationship with her. It's not even like, you guys stabbed me in the back. It's just like, I was the most faithful. Okay. Right. Carolyn's going to win the game.
Literally.
But yeah, I don't know. It was a swing and a miss, and of course you can't predict who's going to get killed, and I don't know. I blame them for bringing up in-person murder like 2-3 episodes ago and making us think it was last episode. I guess that's my main gripe.
Feel it. It was a little lackluster. A little bit lackluster. It didn't hit the same. because there was
It was still beautiful. It was still beautiful. Cinematography.
They did. They look good doing it. Everybody looks good waiting to die or waiting for Alan to come. What you say that for?
Who?
Why you say that?
Everybody look good in the face.
Oh my God. I can't. I refuse. So after all of that,
beautiful gowns.
So they get ready for this challenge. So Alan tells them that they're gonna be splitting into 2 groups, and one of the group will be in the cabin searching for the bears. The other ones will be in the castle listening for the nursery rhymes. Obviously they're played like warped and backwards and twisted, and they got to listen to the dolls and then relay what they hear so they can backmask it through the little sonogram so they can go get the correct, tune to match with the doll. There's a shield up for grabs also, obviously. I can't remember how it was decided which group would go to.
I believe they chose where it's pretty much split up 5 people. If you come with us, you have a chance for a shield. And the people in the castle knew that they didn't.
Didn't have a chance. Okay. Because I was like, how do they let them agree to that? Because I'm like, I'm going where the shield at. Where the shield at?
Every time. Fight me if you want to. Every time.
So
I'm about to Janelle it. Okay.
Every single time. So they get there and they start searching through these little creepy little dolls and these weird twisted versions of these nursery rhymes. And Tom stole the show. I will have to give him that. He was over here singing, but Brittany had me cracking up too because she was talking about him singing. Everybody was talking about him singing, and he was
he was feeling it. Okay. So
he was hitting some notes too. He was hitting some of them.
He was. I ain't mad at him.
He did, and they was like, "Can you find somebody else?" But he was. He wasn't listening up.
Yeah. He covered one ear. He's like, all right, I gotta lock in. Duh.
He locked in, and you couldn't tell me you couldn't pay him to know that he was not killing it. Like you couldn't tell him that because he knew he was up there. He was up there with Whitney Houston and everybody else. Okay. When it came to vocals and accuracy. He was a Grammy winning performer that night. But you know what? It paid off. His persistence paid off because they started to get him right. And I was like, okay. And they was like, they would still ask, can you send somebody else? Can you send somebody else? Tom was rushing up to that thing every single time. And he just kept on and kept on. And they was getting him. But they were also looking for those bears, looking through the bears or dolls, trying to find the shield, and nobody could find it except Sierra happened to look down at her feet, and she was like, "Oh, I see a little
girl coming up in them leaves. What you doing over here?"
She snatched that little shield up, put it in her pocket. I will say, because we know she get banished. I'm jumping ahead, but I honestly want shields to work at banishments too, low key.
The same thing. I said, she found the shield. Why wouldn't she be able to use it now?
Because my thing is like, what's the point of you didn't snatch the shit up can't even be used for murder because you gone.
Because you have control over whether or not you get murdered. Or I guess we could say Sierra didn't because she was put in a coffin. But for the most part, you have control over whether you get murdered or not, or whether you get banished. Murder, you have no control.
Yeah.
I mean, do you really have control of banishment? Because these people with they group think and they done made up their mind, ain't nothing you can really do to persuade them.
Hey, we just watched Brittany Haynes last week flip it right back onto Rob. So you got to feel something. But I agree with you, Eric. I agree. I somewhat agree in terms of there's not much these people can do. Once people have a theory,
yeah,
you're kind of done for.
That's like saying Boston Rob had a chance at some point. Like, I just don't think after so many kids, it's just like there's nothing you can do. You're the one. You're going home, and that was kind of like Sierra's favorite.
Yeah. The really tough thing is just imagining trying to get a traitor out that has a shield, and it's like, oh, we know it's Boston Rob, but he's comp beasting out like Jag, and we can't. we can't vote him out because he keeps winning. But
no, I see why. Like I know why.
Yeah,
they can't do it, but it's just like I hate it sometimes because it's like it's a waste.
Yeah.
When somebody wins a shield and then they
You don't even get excited that they win it. You're like, oh yay.
Is she out of here?
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe if they gave them the option, like, would you rather use the shield for banishment or use it for murder? To protect you from murder. Maybe if you got the option.
And traitors would do it for banishment. Traitors would always say, oh yeah, I want to use this for banishment instead of murder. So I guess that could get people caught up.
Yeah. So who knows? So yeah, that was the end of that. What's up, Josh? Josh is back. We just finished the challenge, Josh.
Dang, I just missed it.
Do you have some notes or pointers from the challenge that you wanted to bring up?
Or anything before?
Tom Sandoval, I don't know if you have a day job, but please stick to that.
He's the reason they won. Could you imagine Danielle Reyes trying to do the songs in reverse? I don't know. She has that in her bag.
And look, there have been other people that can't sing that had a hit record. So I still stand by what I said.
His name is Tom Houston Dion Franklin Sandoval. Okay.
Yeah, you lucky I don't have the power to send you backstage.
Eric's cooking. Tom, he was hitting the notes.
He did what he had to do, but I once again want to point out that you might have brought this up. Them editors, we not stupid. We know it wasn't that time. It was.
What do you mean? There's no way this isn't the 18th comp in a row where it came down to the last second. Y'all are hurting my immersion. What?
Honestly, that's also my biggest gripe. Just be honest. Sometimes let them lose. There's no way all these dysfunctional ass people can get the job done all the time. Let them lose sometime. They can have morale down a little bit.
Man,
I said bring the morale down a little bit.
Well, that's why I think I really appreciated that clown circus comp challenge because they failed at that one.
I would want them all to fail.
Mm-hmm.
So,
man, they spent 18 minutes looking for the Bears, or I guess 24 minutes looking for the Bears, and then Tom Sandoval came in clutch. That's my story. I'm sticking by it. That's what happened.
So they on their way back to the castle. They trying to figure out who's going home. Obviously, a lot of people are pinning it on Sierra. They just have made up their minds. The coffin theory, they said it's just too much. Jeremy was gone. Nikki wasn't faithful. The traitors had to have convinced. First of all, Ivor Love pissed me off just a little bit. Sierra should have fired into him just a little bit more. I know I'm jumping to the table, but it's just because the traitors, I'm strong traitors like Bob and Bob the drag queen. I'm sure they convinced you to be able to go. First of all, ain't nobody convinced me of a thing.
I mean, hey, they almost sent it to Carolyn though. So you know what? It could have been anyone. Carolyn wasn't in the room. They said, Bob and Danielle said, we throwing Carolyn in, right? And it was Bob that actually, it was Boston Rob that actually saved the day, saved Carolyn.
Because it would literally be Carolyn right now. Like, this would be her fighting for her life.
For real. She'd be at her.
If it wasn't for Bob, because they were about to throw her behind down in there, and because he knew this just goes back to the mastery, and I feel like Danielle knew this too, but Danielle just didn't care because she don't care if Carolyn get found out and taken out.
She want Brittany. She's trying to get Brittany in the house.
And so she was okay with sacrificing Carolyn down the road. So I don't think that it did not cross Danielle's mind because we've seen Danielle's mind at work. So we know she's a gamer at heart. So I'm sure it crossed her mind, but we saw it come from Boston Rob. So I thought it was just brilliant that he was like, no, because they're going to assume that at least one traitor was in this box. They're going to. And with this group of faithfuls, baby, they just a bunch of sheep. So they're going, It's the
people that are left. It's the people that are left. And shout out to the traitors. And I guess the gosh dang faithful kept voting out the gamers. And we're at not to say anything that Bravo can't figure it out. We saw MTV. I guess there's some gamers, but they won. Not to just say it's CBS, Survivor, and Big Brother, but we're at a point where there's no one to really strategy it out.
I'm gonna say I really think we need to. I know people. They probably all the people, the like the non-competing celebrities are coming in. They probably watched the season of the Traitors before.
Mm-hmm.
But like, can we show them like a good season, a few episodes, like a good week's worth of episodes from Big Brother, a couple episode run from Survivor, so they familiar with backstabbing, deceit, like a few more tricks of the trade, so they're not all up always in their feelings, because these people can be all up in their feelings. I saw a little clip from the person who got banished this week talking about how I hated that Danielle was swearing on her kids. That was so unnecessary. It's like,
girl, they do that all the time.
I'll be on that show like, what kids? I'll put this on thingy. Give me this check. If I come home with that check, he gonna be like,
they're gonna be like, dig your mama up and you put that on your mama. Yes. People have done that. Literally, we've seen people. They didn't gave their wives cancer. They didn't gave them heart disease.
Okay, that's the part.
That's the one place they gotta show people for Survivor. Be like, yeah, Survivor people are willing to do that.
They really are.
And I do also feel like on top of that, now we have so many other shows that have done, like people have done like Celebrity Apprentice with that man, and like have done other shows that they've been on competition shows before. Try pulling from them. So we have people that are still like, even though they're mostly known for being a celebrity, they're still slightly game minded.
Yeah. And
that's why Ryan Lochte was so great on season 1. Shout out Ryan Lochte.
Anyways,
Ryan is still sitting at the table looking lost.
He was lost in Big Brother, lost in the trade. I forgot he was even on the trade until you brought it up. He was such a non-factor. And the fact that he played Celebrity Big Brother with such a strong cast and he did not do well, like, come on. Like, you can't offer nothing on the Traitors. But Sierra mentioned it too. She's like, we're not gamers. These people are gamers. And we're not used to these plotting and planning and deceptions and all these things like that. And it's like, you know this going in. So do what Phaedra did. This CT explained it perfectly when they caught Phaedra. He was like, I think you came on the show to be somebody who you're not in real life. And you just did an excellent job at it. So you know you're not meant for deception. You know you can't walk in the room without throwing up because you did something guilty. Do your best to prepare yourself to be the opposite of who you are. Specifically, you're going to be a traitor. But be prepared that other people are going to be in this game and they're going to say and they're going to do whatever it takes to get to the end or get you out. That's it. Research. Like I said, do your research.
And there's one more thing on the show itself. I feel like really cast people, everyone that come on the show should be prepared to be a traitor.
Yes.
Everybody. Because, you know, some people say, I'm just good being faithful. I can't lie. Like,
no.
The kids leave them at home.
But we said this last week, didn't we? We was like, Alan needs to just choose people that said they don't want to be. At least one or two people that's who need to be a traitor.
Yeah, but in general, I feel like those people shouldn't even be don't even board the plane. If you're not willing to be a traitor, you should not come to the castle.
I agree, though. I 100% agree. And it's a difference. I think I go back to CT. Sure. He's like, no, I don't want to be a traitor. But CT had full capacity to be a traitor. A dang good one at that.
Oh, that would have been great.
I just think he just didn't want to do it. He would rather be. It's different when you want to be a traitor hunter versus I can't do it. I'm just too queasy. I'm too guilty. I'm a cry. I'm too this. I'm too that. There's a difference between you want to hunt traitors because it's more fun for you to hunt and get to the kill versus the one who's doing the killing. There's two different things.
Shoot, I'm gonna give Danielle some props. So you just said the one who's so queasy about killing and all that type of stuff. Man, that's been Danielle all season. Gosh dang, her shakes. I'm like, you put on the 20 layers. Is it that cold in Ireland? I don't know, but she's shaking, and I'm like, oh Lord, or Scotland, wherever it is.
Is that the show? What is it? Holiday Heartbreak? Is that with Alfred Woodard when she played that crackhead? Is it Holiday Heart? Holiday Heart, that's what it is.
Oh,
that's Danielle just being there, just being like she would draw.
Yes. I said, now, girl, what is you doing? Are you cold? Being in jacket?
I don't know what she's doing.
And I feel like that queasiness is throwing everyone off because it's like, oh, you have so many strong reality TV personalities, and it's like, what the heck is this person doing? There's no way she could be a traitor. But even shaking like she is and crying like she is.
Sierra was onto her a little bit. She should have voiced that a little bit more than what she was doing because she bring it up multiple times just here and there. Like, yeah, don't y'all think the crying is just too much? The little shaking, don't y'all think it's just a little over the top? It's giving Traitor just a little bit. You should have hammered in on that, dug in deep.
And I think one of her biggest mistakes is, I think even though it's kind of smart, she went for Britney first, and like, it seemed like in a way Britney kind of cleared herself at the last round table of being a faithful. I think she cleared her name, so I feel like her trying to go back to Britney so quickly. You know, she just went and just hammered in straight on Danielle. She might have had a fighting chance.
Yeah, but I think the reason why she did Britney was because some of the people like Dylan, he was like, yo, you know, Derek was right about Rob, and he did say Britney's name, you know, and then, you know, we've had history of traitors calling out traitors before they leave. So if Bob Drag Queen called out Rob calling out Britney, what's to say that Britney isn't one? So they kept, you know, that was kind of a part of, you know, a little bit of the mystery behind Britney and is she or is she not a traitor? And so I understand this. So I was kind of scared for Britney, not at this roundtable particularly, but going forward, it's like these men, they've noticed, they picked up on what we picked up on. We was like, are they going to realize that all the men is gone and they've only taken out men traitors? Which they did. They picked up on it. So they're like, a woman has to be a traitor. It has to be a woman. And so Britney, she in danger a little bit. I think she might be in danger. And then her relationship with Danielle is worrying people. Like Josh mentioned, they people are starting to see them as too much of a duo, and that one of them has to be a traitor. And they're just leaning towards Britney a little bit more based on prior stuff that Boston Rob has said. So I think that's why she did it, because she felt like she had more of a chance because nobody was really saying Danielle's name. But she was like, I'm just going to throw it out there for both of y'all since I ain't going down without a fight. So Danielle, you and your raggedy braids been sitting up here shaking and crying and going around. Like, I mean, what else can you do?
Mm-hmm.
If you see her, there's nothing that you can do. Like before we came in here, we mentioned that group thing was just so strong and they had made up their minds.
Her only chance was to have like Boston Rob still in there as a faithful, or to have like a Sandra in there to basically say, hey, there's a duo that we need to break up. Where like it's starting to become more clear. It's like, all right, these Big Brother people are actually pretty tight. And it's like, hey, if we swing and miss, fine. But if we miss, we're all alone. Like no one has a tight duo like that. Even though shout out Sam and Ivor, they seem like they're a tight duo. But yeah, I don't know. And I guess this is the gripe with the show where group think is always going to take over, and
for sure.
Well, like we said, like at this point, like when you kind of just grasp at the straw, they had to go for it. Like I do not fault them for trying. Either they did it tonight, or they're gonna have to come back to it at some point. They do.
Yeah, we were saying earlier in the episode, Josh. I don't know if we said this while you were in here. We were like, "Oh, Sierra's game was over when she got put in the coffin."
Yeah, she was good. That's why I said she might as well just went home with Jeremy that night, because even if she made it to the end, like you said, and we just said they're going to. It's going to come. You're going to have to look at it like, nah, sis, I can't. I may believe you, but I even. Throw the fire, you want us to, nope, banish, nope, because we got to make sure, girl. We got to make sure you was not.
Look, just to be safe, okay?
You got to. So, yeah, unfortunate for her. And we also mentioned, Josh, I want to know your thoughts. We also mentioned how close this was to being Carolyn, because how Bob and Danielle almost threw her behind in that coffin, and had Rob not saved her, this would be Carolyn last night. That's on this episode, we'd be talking about her going home.
You know, it's weird. I don't. Well, I think they might have held on to this, but I don't think they would be so actively pursuing it if it was Carolyn.
Really?
Talk about it.
Well, to me, it just means like based on like all these exit interviews, it seems like everyone has a general consensus of how Carolyn is. That's what helped her get escape from the Sam questioning at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah. And
I really feel like people would have been able to just go and play this off and say, I'm being framed. And I think it actually would have worked for Carolyn. They would have actually believed her. Because no one would have believed that she was a traitor.
So only Carolyn and Tom would have survived the coffins, huh? Let me find out. Those are the best two players.
WW Tears and WM Privilege. Is that what you saying, Josh?
I thought you were trying to say WWE.
I didn't say nothing about Tom. That's this man right here. That's what he did. I'll disagree. I really think Carolyn probably could have escaped this theory by the way that she's maneuvering this game, which is really just her being herself.
That's interesting, though. We'll never know, but I would have liked to see. I'd like to see it now. Now that I think about it, because then it goes to biases and different things of how you perceive people. Because Sierra was this target because she didn't go. She cussing out the traitor. She told F y'all for putting me in this coffin.
And I would just like to remind the general audience that the retirement mall cop that went and brought up the fact that apparently she got loud and aggressive. I want to point that out. That he was the one that
he was almost right. He was almost right. He just picked the wrong person. He was almost right though.
And so I just think that they kept pounding that girl. Yeah, if you was a faithful, you would have been pleading for your life like Jeremy and Nikki and all this. And she's like, no, I will not apologize for being a strong woman. I will not apologize for speaking my mind and saying what I got to say. I will not apologize.
I would have with that.
You know, I'm not gonna sit here and be demure and cutesy and this. No, I'm going down swinging. I'm gonna say what it is. I'm gonna say my
that ain't me.
You don't like it. You don't like it. I feel like if Trees was faithful, she would play like Sierra, like in the sense that she
and would. I'd be doing all types of cussing. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
And I really wish she should have cussed them out just a little bit more because y'all really got me messed up at this table. Yep. Like, how dare y'all? But before we end about the round table, we all know somebody mentioned something at this table that had everybody. He gets to talk. You want to say it, Josh?
Child. When I was watching this, I literally audibly gasped.
I said, no.
Me too.
So Mr. Tom Sandoval was over here alluding to the fact that he believed that there's got to be at least one woman in the house that is a traitor. And he had the Freudian slip to end all Freudian slips. He said women make the best cheaters.
You did not just say that.
And baby, every bit of estrogen.
You need to leave.
Just jumped him.
This is exactly
every bit of estrogen just went. What you say?
You did not.
Y'all know the one okay game where you just gotta go punch the thing real good. They whacked them real good, just like that. All of them collectively.
Everybody roundabout. Boom, 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 boom. If they weren't so dead set on Sierra, they might would have voted him out.
Shoot, Gabby said that. Yeah, Gabby said, you know, let's all go Tom now.
That would have been funny. That would have been funny. I would have used that. Sierra, girl, you should. I would have. Listen, they took out sugar cane. What candy? What is it? Candy, sugar, whatever their name was.
Peppermint. Peppermint. Everybody get jumped. Shout out Candy. Shout out Candy.
I knew it was a piece of candy. They took Peppermint out because they slipped up and said traitor instead of faithful. So I would have he's slipping up, y'all. That guilty conscience got him. We got to get time out. That's what I would have did. But I loved it because it was a you need to leave moment for sure.
It 100% was.
It was like everyone forgot where they were, and it was like, what?
Like
the worst word he could have picked. It's like,
we know women.
We know women are better liars than men, or something like that.
I'm in traitors, guys. I'm in traitors. No. Vote Tom.
Imagine being in Tom Sandoval's mind, and it's just, I wonder if some part of him was like, all right, don't say cheaters, don't say cheaters. And I wonder if he's said that before, where it's like, oh, women are better cheaters. And he's probably like, don't say cheaters, don't say cheaters. Probably. I said cheaters, no.
Was that Sierra that was like, vote out, everybody, vote out Tom? I was like, oh, that would have been a Trees comment for real. Yeah. Now, if any woman in here don't vote out Tom, you a cheater too.
You are against women rights.
Tom, my vote is for you.
You are not a girl's girl. If you vote me out over time after what he just said.
So hard. You don't respect women. You're calling us cheaters. Weren't you a cheater? Baby, I would have went in.
The internalized misogyny. If you vote me out, like I want you to know you're gonna be on television, and I want every woman here to know that these women support people like.
Oh man! And guess what would have happened? And guess what would have happened? 9-1 vote out for Sierra still.
Absolutely.
Probably. Very likely.
I would have had to just pull a Chima. Like, if anybody who votes for me over him, you are also a racist, a misogynist.
Boy, I would have turned your back so bad. It's possible, fam.
Oh man, but she was indeed voted out and banished. Sierra was. And she told him, like, y'all gonna look stupid when I get up there and I say I'm a faithful, and then y'all gonna be right back here. Y'all gonna be looking, oh, what we do now? What we do now? Da, da, da. And that's exactly what they look like, because she was faithful.
Yep.
But they didn't really care, because at the end, well, Dylan did. It was weighing more on him so than anybody. Because he's like, guys, we gotta stop this group thing, because I don't even think it was her. And da, 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 da. But other people like Ivor and Sam were just kind of like, we had to know. We had to know. We couldn't just let it fly. We had to know. We had to know, which I get it in a sense.
Dylan, you should have voted for Gabby again. Duh.
Should have.
Yeah. So we leave on another cliffhanger-ish type thing, right? Because Alan comes to the Traitors with the proposition.
Oops.
He asked them, do you want to make a kill tonight? Or Traitors, you have the opportunity to seduce one of your faithfuls and invite them to be a traitor.
Did he say all that?
He didn't. I mean, he kind of did.
Do y'all feel like it's... I understand that recruiting a faithful
late in the game
has been a part of every season. But what if they recruit... Would it be? I forget how many people are left. Would it be 6-3, 5-3 traitors, like, or faithful? It's like, it feels like it's so close to the end. It's, I would have preferred this.
Yes,
last week.
Come on, man.
If they shift the timeline just back a week, kill Derek in person, recruit this week. I'm not, or recruit last week. I'm not tripping. But we're so close to the end where it's like.
We too close.
I don't know.
They had a late recruit back in season 1 when Sari wanted to go and recruit that one guy from The Bachelor just so
Ari.
Recruited Ari.
They did, but that was right after the Cody kill though, wasn't it? So it was episode 8. That was episode 8 though, wasn't it?
Yeah, just about. We was toward the end of the season.
I forget, was it just Sari in there, or was it Sari and the other guy?
The other dude was there.
Gotcha.
That might have been like episode 7, maybe.
Because Cody went home episode 7, and then he already got his invitation 8. Then, yeah.
I think the interesting thing is there's no. I mean, we could say that there's binoculars, someone looking at Danielle, but man, it's not. It doesn't seem like the Traitors are in the most danger. Of course, Danielle the most, and Carolyn. It's like, oh. I'd be shocked if she's voted out next, but it's like, feels like they've been so dominant. Y'all started with 4. Boss and Rob even made it further than probably someone like Parv from last season. And there were 3 Traitors in with a lot of people left, or through a lot of the season, where I'm like, oh, it doesn't feel as needed.
Yeah,
but I understand why they're doing it.
I agree, it's not needed. And I agree with you. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it does seem kind of late, but I do feel like each season feels a little incomplete without having the opportunity to recruit people. Because they kind of forced Boston and Rob on this group because of that twist at the beginning.
Yeah.
So they probably robbed us of our opportunity to go and have them actually choose someone to recruit sooner. So I feel like I'm upset at seeing this recruitment. It's going to be interesting. I don't think they're actually going to recruit anybody, though.
I don't think they do.
Let's talk about it.
That I saw.
I don't think they're going to agree to pick anybody. I think it's just going to go back and forth. She won't Gabby.
With this backbone, though, I ain't mad at it. Just a little bit.
Man,
If I'm her, Karen, yes. No, we're not doing Brittany. No, you think y'all gonna get my? Yes, y'all are. I don't care what you say. No, I'm not doing it.
Here's the thing, though. Just like think of one step ahead. Carolyn knows that people are on to Danielle and Brittany.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So she should have agreed to do Brittany.
She really should have.
And just agreed to throw under the bus because they kind of looking at both of them together.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So she said she want to force Danielle to work with her, get rid of her best friend.
Yeah,
and
that's what I was thinking too.
And I think if you catch one woman, you can get rid of this. Oh, one has to be a traitor. Then that opens the field back up to now anybody can be a traitor,
right?
Regardless of their gender.
Yep,
exactly.
That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, Carolyn, I love that you sticking up for yourself because this is what we've been asking for 6 episodes. Like, stick up for yourself, stand your ground. Because she was like, you are not. You think I'm going to let you? Literally said, you think I'm going to let you bring your bestie up in this tour so y'all can put me out on the outside?
Hey, let me remind y'all though, it feels like they've been saying this for 5 weeks in a row, and Boston Rob still got his way. And of the two, I feel like Danielle will be more set on bringing Brittany than Carolyn with not bringing in Brittany, where I feel like Carolyn might fold. I truly feel like Carolyn might fold and Brittany gets recruited. I don't know.
I don't feel like she won't. I don't know. We gonna see.
I think she will, based on the spoilers.
You think she gonna fold too?
I saw a little bit of spoilers. So
what the spoilers say?
Everybody might not want to hear it, so I won't put it out here on the.
But I'll just say, look at the preview for the next episode real carefully.
I gotta say something about the preview for the next episode.
Oh.
Now I know. I know you saw the show.
Mm-hmm.
I know you saw our prior episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Already come to the front.
Uh-oh.
We had a not one-on-one discussion. Okay. We told you to leave the headbands at home. She gonna have on a doggone shiny diamond studded headband. I said no. And you know what? When it showed the preview, I was like, oh, okay, there go Parvy. And I said, wait a minute, is that the headband? Do you know I had to rewind back? And I said, yeah, that's her. That's that headband. I was like, all right, girl.
Hey, if y'all want to check her out without a headband, Patrice.
I don't even remember who else she coming with. That's also
Kate
on the headband. Kate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If y'all want to see her without a headband, check out Deal or No Deal Island if you're already paying for Peacock.
No, honestly, though, this season's kind of eating. This season's
Is
so
it?
Yes, Dr. Will. It's like Dr. Will versus Parvati. And it's like so chaotic. It's actually so chaotic.
Wait, is Dr. Will actually playing?
Yes, he's in the show as a player.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he was like hosting or something.
No, they brought him in as a twist, and he's been on the show wreaking havoc.
Of course they did.
Everyone ever since. It's prime. It's so good.
He's so good. Out there cutting up. That's what he's doing.
When it comes to players, bring the players in at the beginning of the game. I hate it when they wait.
Yeah,
not fair.
Episode 2.
No, day 1. Wake them up in the middle of the night and say, "Hey."
Trace love a good wake up players up in the middle of the night.
I've been trying to wake some players up for a long time, man. That's gonna always be my catch them in the middle of the night. Catch them when they up to 4 a.m. Like, man, we should really go to bed. We've been up all night just drinking and talking. You're right. It's 4 a.m. at 4:08. Y'all
challenge time.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you get to that at least that second rim.
Ooh.
Once that second rim hit.
Ooh.
Yep.
Will you be pissed when you wake up because you didn't complete it?
Oh man.
Wake up.
Shoot, with us not being able to talk too much because they spoiled about who are they gonna potentially kill or who are they gonna recruit. I guess my question for y'all, who goes this next round table? Is it Brittany? Is it Danielle? Because in my head, I see them having to take the shot at one of those.
I wonder if I can say this because,
I think it's Danielle.
I'll tell us after.
I feel like it's gonna be Brittany. I don't know. Danielle's name hasn't been out enough. Where
it's not gonna be.
We've seen the group think where it's
I know for a fact it's not Danielle.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
But it's a hat episode, y'all. It's a hat episode. So now my mind's spinning. I'm like, hat episode. It feels like it's gonna be Danielle, but in my head, I'm like, I feel like it's gonna be Byyyeee because Byyyeee name has been out there more. The Dylan Derek theory.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will say this. Oh, I was gonna quickly say before, because I forgot to mention before they went to the turret. The boys, Ivor, Sam, and Dylan, they were in the little secret room, the little behind the wine cabinet, and they were talking about, you know, how they had to be a woman and who they were thinking about, all the stuff like that, and how they had to stick together and things of that nature. And then they heard Danielle and Carolyn out on the couches talking, and then Dylan comes out, and he's like, this energy is weird. Danielle, I don't want to think that she's a traitor, but I'm starting to pick up some vibes that maybe this shaking and this crying is a little bit of a cover up, and she might be a traitor. And so there might be something going on with that. Josh, what were you about to say?
Damn, I done forgot. I think I found it.
Come on.
I will say, I do think it's probably going to be Byyyeee next episode.
Okay.
And to be banished at the round table. Danielle is in trouble if they don't recruit her. Danielle,
for sure.
Danielle's on the round table after if they do not recruit Byyyeee and they get Byyyeee next episode.
Yeah, that's true.
So you think they gonna Sandra Danielle the last banishment before the finale?
Yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it. If Byyyeee gets eliminated and she is not a traitor, you know, they get these theories and they hold on to them.
Oh yeah, Danielle gotta go. Yeah.
But if they're being somewhat consistent, then yeah, Danielle will be leaving at the following round table if Byyyeee is not recruited as a traitor.
And she goes home. Yeah.
I think I agree with that.
If Byyyee's recruited as a traitor and they get her next episode, Danielle might make it. Mm-hmm. But this is my prediction. If they get Byyyeee next episode, she's not a traitor. Danielle's gone next.
I think they're gonna get Carolyn. It's gonna be a shot. I think they're gonna get her. I think they're gonna get her.
But like, what proof do they have? Because it's so funny seeing.
Circle back to they gonna circle back to the she couldn't get the outfit. Something gonna happen, y'all. I just feel it in my bones.
I feel like she might she might get caught in another trap.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it.
This was a one chance to catch her in a trap, and Tom somewhat ruined it.
Somewhat.
But I don't know. It'd be crazy to go from 0 to 100 with Carolyn, and I guess that's also my perspective with why it might be Byyyeee over Danielle. It'd be tough to go from 5 to I think it's a traitor, but at the same time, looking at everyone in the castle. Sam, Ivor, Dylan, Tom. Wait, are there 4 guys? I don't know.
Yeah.
Those are all pretty much confirmed to be faithful.
Yeah.
And of the women, it's like Dolores is pretty much confirmed to be seen as a faithful, and Carolyn. And I don't know. It's
because they also brought that up too, though, because you got to think about it. Because they were like, the men, they just, if we don't kill one of them, they just gonna band up and snatch us about this game, baby. It's just gonna be them folk at the end,
right?
Like, so we gotta keep our numbers for the ladies up and keep us in control. That was some of the arguments about who they gonna recruit if they.
I am curious if they are, say Byyyeee goes and then Danielle goes the next week. I'm trying to think if there's another recruitment opportunity, or like they did last year or last season.
It ain't even fun
or become a traitor.
I will say if they don't successfully recruit this round, then again, no, they won't have enough time to do it. I don't think they will.
Yeah.
By that time, if my timeline of how I see things potentially going down goes down, I don't think there's going to be enough time to try to recruit another person. I think it's just at that point, because that's going to be like the last episode.
Pretty much.
You're gonna have at least one traitor to do one final murder.
Yeah.
And then from there, that person could be benched at the round table and the faithful already won and they don't even know it yet.
You know what? If I'm Ivor, I take the free check. Yeah, let me be a traitor. I haven't done one traitorous activity all season.
But that takes the fun out of it, because how dare you get to sit here up in this game, don't put no work, no nothing, and you get to walk away.
That sounds like a good job to me.
Yeah, I'll take it too. I would too, but if I'm in the game and I didn't get choked, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be like, that ain't even right. You sat up here all game, didn't add nothing to the table, didn't add nothing to anything, and you gonna sit up here and be a traitor and win all this money?
And that's why Sarita packed Ari up.
And did. Mm-hmm. And did. But y'all, if there's nothing else, I do have to say my draft is gone almost. I took 2 hits, 3 back-to-back. Like literally, I lost Boston Rob, then I lost Chriselle, then I lost Sierra. Like, how crazy.
It's not looking good for him.
We all at the same level except for Eli. He just holding on hope with Gabby.
And guess what? Gabby's making it through next week. So y'all, Gabby's making it to the finale, so y'all can have fun. Doing whatever, keep losing people. Man, I lost some of my people early. Wells would have made it to the end.
We didn't black out mine, but it's okay.
I didn't upload it, but this is good enough for reference.
Yeah.
They'll be black next week.
Tom? Or that's Sam?
Huh?
That's Tom. You have Tom.
Okay, so look, I might end up winning this game as a faithful.
You might. I think we have a good. Me and Josh have a really good chance as in our.
I got a good chance. Thank you.
Yeah, I was about to say Treese has Carolyn.
As a traitor.
No, Treese has Carolyn, who's gonna be the traitor winner. Or like if there's a traitor winner, it's gonna be Carolyn. And shoot, I got Carolyn's best friend, so I think Treese and I have the best chance. What the heck is Dylan gonna do at the end? Shout out Dylan, but he getting packed up.
You know what? That's what I want to say. I forgot what I wanted to say earlier. This is going all the way back. If I'm Carolyn and Danielle, I don't care. I know Danielle has some kind of loyalty with Dylan. I'm cutting Dylan. I don't care. Because you want to know why? When they sat in that chair and she was doing all that shaking, it wasn't enough conversation for me. It was a little too quiet.
Yeah, he was.
And she was like, oh, that's kind of sus. Oh, I'm saying, you know, you brought up a few times. And we know Dylan he has people ear. Yeah. Oh, he would have been cut in the morning. No, you know what? Forget it. We're not recruiting. Dylan, you got to go. Take it back.
Shoot, Peter Weber him and say, Dylan, you're a traitor now. Come on up here.
Yeah. You could do that too. I would have liked to
bring a guy in and have people think, oh, wait, there's a chance it could be another guy we just recruited.
Recruit Dylan? Yeah. You know what, Eli? That would be T. That would actually be better.
I like it.
But I want Brittany gone with it. But
why you want Brittany gone?
I want her to come home with a check. Go home.
Oh, yeah. You know she Oklahoma girl. Bring that check to Oklahoma. Hey.
It's true. That money will last quite a while in Oklahoma. No, I'm kidding.
It sure would.
Not for a long minute.
But
all right.
Next episode is for sure to be a firecracker.
I need to watch the preview because I ain't watched it.
Fingers crossed.
But thank you all for tuning in to another episode of A Who All Gonna Be There podcast. Please make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel at A Who All There. A Who All There. A Who All Gonna Be There podcast. And of course on our social medias at A Who All There for Twitter and Instagram. And turn on those notifications so you never miss when we got an episode coming out. Until next time.
Wait, I just have to give a shout out to Kenan Thompson because he has shouted us out on SNL, did like a 50th reunion. He shouted us out. So if you don't get a chance to go watch it, thanks, Kenan. Thanks for shouting us out. Like it. All right, y'all. Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
We all know women are better cheaters.